Hello and welcome back to the channel. It has been a little while since I've made a video, and let's just start off by stating the obvious. We are in a bad situation right now globally. So to an extent, this video doesn't exactly feel appropriate to be making right now, except for the fact that I've recently started a new job that is 100% remote, working from home, but at the very same time, with all of the social distancing, all of the schools and daycares being closed, my entire family has been in the house, all of us cooped up together for 4 solid days, which means I've got to find some method of escapism, which, as you can probably tell from the title, is going to be the Oculus Quest. This box has been sitting on a shelf since this released, pretty much, which is shameful. It is definitely time to break this out and get rid of some of this quarantine-type funk. Not that any of us are sick, we are all healthy, thankfully. Hopefully all of you are doing all right as well. Before we get too far into this, let me know down in the comments how you all are doing. Has this affected you in your work, in your daily life? Are any of you sick? Have you been tested? Are you able to get tested? I feel very fortunate that nobody in my immediate family or my extended family, as far as I know, have been affected so far in terms of just illness. The schools being closed does make it very difficult, but again, having a new job where it is 100% work from home means that I've not been affected other than having a 4-year-old screaming and running around the house. Anyway, time to escape from this for just a minute. Oculus Quest. So what is it if you're not familiar with it? It is Oculus, it's Facebook's attempt at sort of a crossover between the fully standalone VR headsets, the super not very good phone-based, ultra cheap cardboard headsets, and the very expensive PC-based headsets that you have to have connected to something. This is meant to be a little bit more powerful, standalone, 6 degrees of freedom instead of the 3 degrees of freedom with the Oculus Go, which I've used a bit, but not a huge amount. So it has a little bit more power built into it. It's continually receiving software updates, so this unit's probably gonna take a while to update. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and get this open and get it set up and updated and everything while we're talking about it. But it seems like this is, again, kind of the halfway point. It's something that's kind of powerful and standalone, but also doesn't require you to have a PC or a phone or anything like that in order to run it. So inside of the box, there's a small box that says Oculus Quest that looks to have a different face shield for if you wear glasses. It has glasses on it. Thankfully, I do not wear glasses anymore. I had eye surgery a little over 2 years ago. By the way, doing just perfectly fine. You have a USB-C power brick, pretty simple one, 5 volts at 3 amps, a USB-C cable that looks to be pretty decently long, as well as a couple of AA alkaline batteries and some documentation, all kinds of documents, but I'm guessing that's multiple languages. You have the headset itself. It says before you start, install the Oculus app. This band definitely feels a lot more firm than I expected it to be. And it looks like it slides in and out like that, but it has Velcro at the ends. This looks like a slider here on the bottom, so probably a PD slider. Looks like it'll take the eyes in and out. Probably a volume button here. You have trackers on the front, so you don't have to have any sort of dedicated hardware externally for this. I would guess this is a power button with a status LED on the side, 3.5mm plug for your headphones, another one on the other side. And there's that USB-C port, which when you're holding it upright is going to be on your left-hand side. And a nice cloth exterior. And then 2 handheld controllers. Probably got those backwards. I do. It says left and right, so we'll just swap them around. There you go. This is how you're going to hold them. They have joysticks here. They have trigger buttons, a side bumper button, a Y and an X and an A and a B, and then an Oculus button down in here and a menu button on this one. Seems pretty straightforward, and that appears to be the contents of the boxes. Now, before we get too much farther into this, obviously we should probably talk about the elephant in the room, the pricing, because the Oculus Go was like $199, $129 if you could catch it on sale, and the higher end ones like the Rift and the Valve Index and the Vive and all of those are in the much more expensive $700 to $900 range, and probably more. I haven't checked recently because I don't really hook these up to PCs anymore. This guy I think is in the $500 range. I cannot remember how much I spent on it, but yes, I did pay for this out of pocket months and months ago, and from what I remember, it's actually very difficult to get a hold of now, so sorry if this is not available at the moment. But then again, everything's kind of difficult to get a hold of right now, so again, probably not the appropriate time, but I really wanted to get hands-on with this and get away from everything after the kids are in bed for just a little while. But it does look like when this is available, when it does come back in stock, there's 2 versions of this available. There's the 64GB and the 128GB version, and it's $399 and $499 respectively. I honestly don't remember. I think I bought the $499 version, but I think without any further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and put the batteries in these, if I can figure out how to open them. Aha, in case you're curious, there's what looks like a little eject button on the side of this, and it just pops open. See if I can do it on camera so you can see it. I just sort of stuck my thumbnail in this corner If I can get it in there again, maybe a fingernail, there we go. Just kind of pull down on that a little bit and it pops off. And then you just put a single battery in here and close it right back up. I think it may be magnetic because it kind of felt like it clicked, but yeah, it just clicks back in like that. So it's not going into a groove or anything. It's just magnets pulling it back into place, which is very nice. Just like that, whenever it hits right. And I do have the Oculus app installed at this point, logged in and everything using Facebook. So let's go ahead and pull this off. Before you start, install the app. I just did. The lenses have some warnings on them. No sunlight on lenses, no liquid cleaners. Very good to know. I have heard from a lot of sources, do not take these outside, or at least don't play them outside, because I think it can be damaging to the sensors in the cameras. Let me go ahead and get it powered on. Again, I might have to plug it in and let it charge for a little bit, but nope, it did eventually come on. So let's just see. This top part is a little uncomfortable, but hopefully you can hear that. It's making some noise. And I probably won't be able to show you a whole lot of what I'm seeing right now. Right now it's just blackness. I will say, just putting it on, I don't have it like super tight on my head or anything, but I can definitely see around my nose. I can see light poking in, so that's a little bit distracting. It does say download the Oculus app inside of here, and I can see a little bit of rings around, very hard to describe, but wherever it's bright on the screen, there are rings. I noticed that on the Oculus Go a lot, so a little bit disappointed there. Maybe it's just a software update, but I doubt that. Take it off and see if I can get this paired up. Inside the app here, there's a pair new headset button, so I'm gonna hit that. Hit Oculus Quest. Start setting up your device. Start. Now it is suggesting that I plug it in and power it on. Probably should have done that from the beginning. It does let you know that a status LED is gonna let you know the charging level, the power level. I don't currently see one because I don't have it plugged in. This is a decently long cable, about 10 foot, I would say. And luckily on this new unboxing table desk thing I've got, I was gonna say I have power outlets, but they're not reachable with this because the brick is so wide. Under the table. Again, luckily 10-foot power cord. So we will plug in the USB-C. Love the right angle cable. And it is orange, which means that it is charging. And say continue in the app. Turn on, it's already on. Well, it said it found it, now it's looking for Wi-Fi. So I'll give it my Wi-Fi credentials. I heard it beep. It says it is connected and looking for software updates. Talks about inserting the batteries into there. It says about sliding the covers off and inserting the batteries. I just got ahead of the app. Controllers paired, so apparently they're already on and connected. Language and safety. Basically clear a safe indoor area. I've got a pretty good one in this new office. Set a guardian boundary. Designed for 13 and up. It does say designed for 13 and up, not requires 13. Choose appropriate content. That one's pretty obvious. Unless you're an adult, then choose all the inappropriate content you want. All right, acknowledge, ready to go, hopefully. The headset is updating now, 9%, so hopefully this will be done shortly. During that time, I'm probably gonna go ahead and actually buy a couple of apps. Maybe I'll just start off with the demos and then I can buy them at a later time. And it looks like I might have already purchased a couple of demos like Beat Saber. Now it's just a matter of going back and purchasing the full game whenever I've tried it out and make sure that I can actually play it without motion sickness or anything. I don't get motion sick, but you just never know with something like this. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let the headset finish updating. I'm gonna clear out my space over there, possibly set up a camera. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow to film some of the actual gameplay of this, but get some games loaded onto it, see if I can figure out recording from the device onto something. I don't know. We'll just see how this works out. And we're back. Hopefully I'm on camera. It's really hard to tell. Hopefully the audio sounds okay. I'm using a wireless lav mic at the moment, and hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing here on the screen. I do have a few apps installed at this point. I have taken a little bit of time and spent with this. So if I go ahead and click over here to navigate, and go to library, you can see some of the apps that I do have available at the moment. I did go ahead and purchase Beat Saber because if you have ever played Beat Saber or anything like that, you know it's the one to buy. I had tried out Creed, Rise to Glory, as well as Superhot. I had the demo for both of these. Both of them were super, super fun. However, I own both of those games for the PlayStation VR. I just haven't tried them out yet. We're still in the sort of quarantine self-isolation mode, so I'm getting that all set up at the moment. Maybe that'll be a separate video if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the PlayStation VR. I've also picked up Pistol Whip. I saw a friend, Jason, has been playing this game, and so I thought I would give it a shot, possibly even do some multiplayer with him down the road. But so far everything looks very straightforward. It looks an awful lot like you would expect it to look if you've played with the Oculus Go, I forgot the name for a second there, or any of the Samsung Galaxy VR devices. Under settings, you've got volume and Wi-Fi controls. Most of this was all set up by the app. Basically, I just paired this up with the app that was on my phone and then allowed it to update and everything like that. There's a notification. It's saying that one of my friends is online at the moment, but I'm not gonna check that right now. Installed a bunch of apps and stuff. Now, the one thing I will say about this, just compared to the Go, the screen, the quality, it looks a little bit better. I'm not going to say it looks 1000% better or anything like that. There are still some bright spots around the lenses, so whenever I see something bright on screen, it puts glares in front of me. But let's just go ahead and open Beat Saber. Again, I've only played a little bit of this, so I'm not that good at any of it. And hopefully you can see I can see where the camera leg is. Again, I can see a little bit out the bottom here. So hopefully I'll stay inside the boundary. That's the other thing, if you can see this, if I step this direction, you can see I'm hitting the boundary now. This is something that I had to draw out on the floor. I just used the setup process and walk through this. But if I walk outside of it, step just barely outside, yeah, you can start to see other things inside the room, and it says return to play area. Do you want to use a stationary boundary, room scale, or again, go back into the boundary? I've left the camera, sorry. But there we are, we are back, we're in the game, we're ready to start. I'm just gonna go into the campaign mode because this seems to be pretty easy. I'm still learning how to play, obviously. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because it's kind of loud. I don't want it to play super loud into the microphone because that would be, I don't have any headphones on or anything. But I kind of figured this was gonna be really difficult. But so far, I did try one of the tracks that was not inside of campaign mode, and I'm not ready for it. But this is definitely very fulfilling, and like I said, I spent probably an hour on this last night, just after I got it set up. And between Beat Saber, the demo, and Superhot and Creed, I broke a decent sweat, and I'm actually somewhat sore today, so I think this could be a good downtime exercise, which it's something that I would not normally do a whole lot of exercising, as you can tell. And then just jumping back out of it, we can quit. But then Superhot, just so you can sort of see it. Again, I'm not going to be purchasing this for the Oculus Quest. I do have it for the PlayStation VR, but I am very tempted to purchase it for this because the standalone experience, being able to be wire-free, very, very nice. I think I can move it by holding the Oculus button for 2 seconds or something. So let's see if I do this. Yeah, it resets it. You just hold that button down for like 1.5 seconds and it makes sure I'm pointing the right direction. There we are, that's where you are. Okay, and this is the gun, if you can see what I'm seeing. And then this threw me off. You have to use these hand buttons. Oh, and then fire. Time moves when you move. And I have to kind of do this to get them to come to me. I'm gonna end up punching the camera without meaning to. Uh-oh, move your body. No. Give me that. The demo is fun. That says a lot about the game, right? I'm not good at throwing things in here. Give it a try. Anyway, you get the idea. And I think the recording has stopped now. So I'm way over here now. Very early impressions using the Oculus Quest. Wow, look at my face. I've already got marks on it. Again, I've spent a couple of hours in this at this point. I did like an hour last night and then half hour this morning, probably 20 minutes just now. Looks like it's about 15 actually. I've cut a bunch of time out, I'm sure. It's heavy. When you put it on, it puts a lot of weight on your face. As you can see, it's just flopping forward in my hand here. So very heavy in the front, but super, super nice to be able to be completely wire-free. You've got your controllers that you can just let go and they dangle there, pull them back up. The controllers are a little bit small, but they're comfortable enough. I think the grip could be a little larger. The PD adjustment, the knob here on the bottom, you can slide it left to right to move the lenses in and out to adjust to your eyes. Didn't make a massive difference, except when I went to the far ends of the scale. I'm like right in the middle. Might make a big difference for you though. And the selection of games, there could be more, but I'm sure there are a lot out there. I just haven't wanted to invest a lot yet. I've spent something like $50 so far. Beat Saber was $30 and I've never seen it go below $30. I'm sure it has at some point, but I haven't seen it go that low. The other game, the Pistol Whip that I bought, I think was $25. I haven't even tried it out yet and I probably will right after I stop recording here. But early impressions, again, if you can get your hands on one of these for $3.99, this is, in my opinion, the future of VR. The idea of having to have a PlayStation or a desktop or even a laptop, because I was using Windows mobile headsets with a laptop for a while there. That's fine, the graphics are great, the amount of games you get for those are awesome, but still you have to be tethered to something. When you're moving around like this, when you're in your environment, you're doing that, you're suddenly tangled up in a cord. You're having to like jiggle your legs around to get out from under it. Having this be completely wire-free, the next iteration of this will probably be amazing if they do another one. If they don't, I'll be very, very disappointed. If they do, I'll be first in line. So that's where I'm gonna wrap the video up for today. Let me know again down in the comments how you were dealing with this whole stay-home situation, work-from-home situation. You might be able to tell over here, this is the area that I've been doing a lot of my work from. I'll probably make a separate video talking more about my home office, my new studio home office setup, because it's a lot of fun. I just need to do some serious cleanup work. I still haven't figured out what to do about this pole in the background. I'll figure that out at some point. Other priorities, obviously. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thanks so much for being subscribed to the channel if you are. If you're not already and you'd like to be, there's a subscribe button down below the video. If you like the video, there's a thumbs up button. There's a like button down there you can click. If you want to get notified when new videos come out, there's a bell that you can click. There's going to be stuff you can see on the screen. That doesn't do anything. It's all down below the video. That's just showing you how it works. I'm already ramped up a little bit. Wow. But again, thanks so much for always sticking around. Good luck with your whole situation. We could use a little luck here ourselves. We're having a hard time of it, but we will be fine. We'll see you again very soon, hopefully. Bye, guys.